Okay, we'd like to welcome you to our current event and weekly Bible study for August 22nd, 2010. And today we'll be doing kind of the usual thing with the little bit on the golf updates, and then we'll go into the end time current events. First article that we're going to be looking at here is entitled "Bird Flu Cases Spreading Around the Gulf." Blue flu, not bird flu. This is from August 17th. Some people are calling it the BP flu, but it is commonly being called the blue flu because of the alleged symptoms including blue lips and skin, and it's scaring people all around the Gulf area from Texas all the way to Florida. Now remember, what we report here on a weekly basis, this isn't mainstream news. This is something they're trying to suppress. The blue flu is separate from people experiencing something called tilt, or toxic-induced loss of tolerance. Tilt is something that hit some of the folks who had been working on the massive cleanup surrounding the oil spill. Symptoms from tilt include eyes and skin being irritated, headaches, and dizziness. People with tilt are typically those who were in the immediate area of the spill, most directly involved with cleanup. Those suffering from blue flu are an entirely different matter. These are people who were not in direct contact with the spill or cleanup materials. They simply live in the south near the Gulf. Symptoms include swollen glands, notably in the neck, fever, vomiting, headache, bluish lip color, numbness of the fingers and toes. The most alarming symptoms include severe symptomatic cyanosis. This is the entire body turning blue, a discoloration of the skin. Now, when you have cyanosis, what that is it's a technical way of saying severe lack of oxygen in the body. Of course, this could cause alarm that these symptoms of oxygen depletion along the Gulf, but could this rather be from all the Corexit that was sprayed everywhere? Well, I think it's most likely some type of combination. We've reported in times past where they had monitoring stations in Louisiana, and they were reporting that literally some of the chemicals that they were monitoring in the air that had to do with the petroleum were 1,000 times normal levels. So if you got something like that going on, it's only a matter of time before you get problems like these cropping up everywhere. Let's see here. This was a lot of chemical deposited in a large area in a very short frame of time. Now they're talking about the Corexit here. One wonders how the people living in the area could not be sickened from it. Well, that's a great question. How could they not be? Now, there's a ton of Gulf headlines that I posted here, and I'm not going to go into really any of these. I'm just going to read them to you so we have time for the rest of our study, because obviously we've hit this Gulf thing every single week, and the problem's not going away, and I just want to kind of keep you abreast of everything. And what I'm doing right here is it's going to be a 28-page PDF for this week that I put together. And here we're going to just be looking at a whole bunch of different links that if you want to explore this further, you can just click on the links in the PDF that will be up on contendingfortruth.com and, go further with it. First, as far as the headlines go, first one, feds provide further evidence that the formation has collapsed around BP's Macondo well, which is the Deep Horizon. So now there's evidence coming that the actual formation around the well has actually collapsed. BP feds don't know what's causing the pressure drop in the well. We're concerned about the vital signs of the well. We continue to be concerned about the vital signs. That was another headline. Another one, top oil expert. The geology around the well is fractured. Relief wells may fail and oil may leak for years. So again, they're trying to paint this real rosy picture on the TV like, oh, the oil's all of a sudden gone and there's really not much of a problem. And the reality is there's a lot of contradictory information regarding that. Another one, dead fish all over the East Coast, lack of oxygen from the Gulf oil disaster. Next one, FDA claims about the dispersants are challenged. Next one, uncovering the lies that are sinking the oil. See, what they've done is they've just sprayed the Corexit all over the place wherever they've seen oil, and they've sunk it, and now there's gigantic undersea plumes literally thousands of feet down, creating these gigantic dead zones. And as it gets swept up into the loop current and then into the Gulf Stream, you're going to have it drug all the way up the East Coast. But you may not ever see it because they've sunk it with the dispersants. And again, we've got into the various reasons they've done that, basically just so they won't be held accountable. out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Next one, fishermen and families know the Gulf seafood is unsafe and demand dispersants stop being sprayed. Next article, 150 shrimpers report underwater plumes of oil. Top official says quit talking about it. They just want these shrimpers and the fishermen just to shut up about it. Next article, toxicologist, dispersants extract the dangerous cancer-causing chemicals from crude that bioaccumulate. There is a grave problem. This was from New Orleans TV, and they said alarming discovery, adult crabs filled with some sort of black substance. And with a lot of these articles, there's a video with it you can go watch, too. Next one, local officials, oil just started bubbling out of the ground. Thick black oil that did not appear to have been dispersed. Well, what they've done is it's washed up on beaches. One of their tactics is they just plow over it with tractors, put white sand, and then sometimes it actually will come out of the ground then. Next article, 2 officials from different Florida counties report what looks like a congealed glob of Vaseline that is hovering offshore. Next one, 2 square mile patch of dead fish floating, reported by Gulf Seafood Processor. He said there's dead fish all over. Next one, feds finally admit oil is buried 14 inches underneath the sand near Destin, Florida. Next article, purple-looking jelly stuff, 3 feet thick, floating all over, as wide as a football field, says former BP cleanup worker. And last one is NOAA samples reveal polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons of the most toxic variety appearing near shore and in the beach samples. So again, we've just got this whitewashed media right now that is reporting on this issue, trying to convince everybody, come down there and go swimming and all this other stuff. Obama had his staged photo op down there, and it technically wasn't even in the Gulf where he was swimming. They found that out. Why wouldn't that surprise us?